Hi, I'm Johnny Wilson, the new Executive Director of Parents Reaching Out in New Mexico. We're located in Albuquerque, but we reach across the state to the small rural communities, cities, and urban areas in the state of New Mexico. We operate the PTI, a PERC. We have Families as Faculty programming. We have health-related programming, FFHIC, etc. I think that this group would probably be most interested in hearing about my experience as a new ED for an organization that runs a PTI. And first of all, I should say that I come from quite a different world, though still the nonprofit world, and still involved in health-related issues and outcomes improvement. I come from the sexual health world, and although we indeed did programming for developmentally disabled peoples and their families, obviously it was not as intensive in that community as in my new role. And my experience as the new ED for a PTI has really been quite profound. I've learned a great deal about the struggles, the frustrations, the beauty and the joy that families with children with special health care needs or with developmental disabilities experience. I've been absolutely charmed by their stories, inspired by their stories, moved by their stories, and motivated to help to make those stories smoother, easier to come by, those beautiful stories, and the struggles a little less pervasive and consistent. I'm particularly interested in ways that Parents Reaching Out and our community of advocates and colleague organizations across the country and specifically in New Mexico might be able to get creative about programs that will help with inclusion type concepts, will help with increasing the degree of sensitivity and compassion in society at large for individuals with developmental disabilities and medical issues and their families. The programs that excite me and are helping me look down this road here at Parents Reaching Out are our Families as Faculty program, where we have families that sit with students studying to be teachers, occupational therapists, nurses, medical doctors, and help and spend some time with those future professionals and tell their stories. The future professionals get to hear the story, get to see some of the impacts that a disability might have on a family and an individual, and see that in the life of the family and the individual, rather than what they might, previous to a program like this, be exposed to, which is the diagnosis and that person sitting in their waiting room or in their procedure room or within the medical context. I think the opportunity for future professionals to see families interacting around and with a disability or a medical diagnosis, and how that impacts their lives and how they integrate it into their lives, will have a great deal of impact on professionals' ability to really understand what some of their decisions and recommendations might mean for a family. So that Families as Faculty is an exciting opportunity. I'm also very intrigued by the idea of developing increased ability of organizations like ours to have compassion for the institutions that we are trying to motivate to be more sensitive to families and individuals with disabilities. What I mean by that is we often talk about meeting the families and the individuals with disabilities where they're at, and that's crucial. It's crucial for them and for us to be effective with them. What I believe is equally crucial is to recognize that schools and healthcare institutions have their own starting point and have their own limitations with respect to their abilities to respond to people and families that are living with disability, and that we really have to help them to move them to a better place where they can systemically respond with more compassion, systemically respond with more awareness as to mitigating practices and helpful things that they can engage and integrate into their environment, be they technology or programming or what have you. We really have to help these institutions along, and at the same time it's a challenge because we also have to push them along sometimes and compel them to be responsive. So that's really that's a challenge I think we're up to. We can walk that fine line, but I really look forward to a discussion about how to do that and how to sort of institutionalize that within our own framework and modus operandi. In conclusion, I'd just like to emphasize that all of this really speaks to this concept of empowerment. We want to empower people to live the lives that they've been given with as much grace and fortitude and support as they need and as can be provided. We empower the families and the individuals with disabilities to advocate for themselves and to know what their rights are and to know what kind of services and programs are available and to go and get those things if they would improve their lives. We want to continue that, and we want to improve our abilities to advocate for empowerment. I think we also want to empower institutions to better serve these families and these individuals and to be better prepared and willing and interested in serving and seeing the value of these individuals' contributions to their institution and their community.